Good morning, everyone. Today, my topic is recent invention in food technology. The contents of this presentation will be an introduction into what is the food technology, why it needs to advance, then the Indian scenario, how food is produced, processed, and preserved in Indian market, and how it can be, uh, more increased the shelf life and production in future. Then a few inventions which have been suggested, which could be the future food technology and in production area, even in processing and preservation technologies. And then we'll come to a conclusion. Introduction. We all know food technology and is an evergreen field which connects agricultural and industrial world. So now new technologies are being adopted in field of food because demand is increasing and packaged food has to be provided up to many areas, and the safety of food is of prime importance. So as globalization is increasing, modernization is increasing, and more technologies are coming into use, and the accessibility of resources, equipment, everything is increased. So we have more aids for newer trends from farm to the folk. So the field of production, processing, preservation, packaging, storage, and transportation has been exposed to a lot of varieties and changes in the last few years. Now, even the type of food and beverage we consume has changed so much. Previously, no one knew about yogurt and so many alternatives such as vegan and keto and all this, which is just come into establishment. And there are a lot of variation in the food type. So for this, the technology also has to advance. And as the population increases, the amount of food which is produced and sources are limited. So we all need technology development in order to handle this problem. So Indian scenario. So in India, you know that food processing industries was first established in 1942. Now, India is rather agricultural based, and it is all the food we eat is like, so the cultivation amount is about 52% of the land in India, which is almost like all against 11% of the world, and therefore it's a uh, leading in food processing technology. Now, there are certain products whose exports can be increased in many fields. Some are cereal products, fruits and vegetables, sugars, confectionery and meat, fish products, juices, soya-bean based products, breakfast meals, ready to eat, ready to serve food. So these are all the foods which are consumed by almost every human and at a large rate. And in order to increase the production, the processing has to be done in sectors of dairy industry, bakery, frozen foods, beverages, etc. So Indian dairy industry. Now we know that the basic need for every human is need dairy. Like we all consume dairy in some or the other form: milk, curd, yogurt, paneer, etc. So the livestock production has been set up in UP, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and also Tamil Nadu. Now, grain milling sector. So the important food for every human is rice, jowar, millet, maize, paddy. All this is consumed at a large rate. So about 200 million tons of these food grains are produced every year, and India is the second largest rice producer with 20% share. A new laboratory is being set up where Indian government is also helping for food production. So one of the establishment is CRAFT, which is Center for Research and Applied Food Technology. So it was an important step in supporting India's food industries, and it was helped by UK Laboratory in establishing the analytical assistance to this research and applied food technology center. So now we'll speak about few inventions which has been suggested. Some are in already used in many food processing industries, and some may be the future of food technologies. Now, first one we speak about is robotics. So, smart robots are like included in every section of food supply chain from agriculture to food processing and delivery. Intelligent farming techniques and precision agriculture operating with the help of automation will gain importance among Indian farmers and agricultural researchers. So, robotics is already established in food processing, particularly in butchery, mixing, and sorting application, and also in food packaging at different levels. But repeated tasks which can be not handled by human with precision will be handled by robots. So one example of this is Molly's RoboChef. So it was built by a collaboration between company called Molly and Yachline, Accenture, Sebastian Cameron, etc. So this RoboChef has arms like humans. So it can replicate the movement of human arms and hands. And also Molly is a company which believes that robotic chef has the same level of dexterity as any human alternative, especially when it comes to speed and sensitivity. So it means to tell that the way it handles the food is like same like human handle. So now what this robot chef is does that it'll take a cue from a very nice chef, like obviously like a famous chef, and it'll be following the chef according to the instruction letter by letter. You can also record the recipe and feed it into the robot, and it'll perform it in complete and accurate way whenever the movements are required. So it may sound like a very good idea to have a robot cooking everything you want, just giving it the recipe, like play a YouTube video and record it, and it'll cook the same thing. But it's not so cheap, and about estimated of $15,000 is the cost estimate. So the second one is 3D food printing. So 3D food printing is actually a additive manufacturing technique where food will be made layer by layer on the basis of computer aided design. So like there'll be a design like how we see in 3D printing is the same thing in manufacture of food. So when food is 3D printed, we'll integrate designs and custom made meals with possibilities of automated cooking and mass manufacturing. So it'll also help in converting the nutrient rich products to tasty foods. And the estimate in US market has been about US dollar 5,000. So one example of a company which has actually developed meaning in the means of 3D food printing is TNO. So with mass proliferation of 3D printing over years, this development is inevitable. 3D printing can probably be likened to like replicators in Star Trek. So, like in Star Trek, 3D printing will let you customize the final dish to your specific demands and tastes, just like cooking for yourself, but without all the work. So, if it'll like we spoke about robot chef, which would do the cooking, and in the same way, like a computer will have a design and the food layer will be built based on that. So we don't know whether the robot chef will complement the 3D printing or whether it will be a competition. But whatever it is, it will reduce the waste produced from the cooking, and it'll promote healthy high tech food and completely redefine how we produce recipes. The third invention, which is automated grading system. So one example is AQS system, which was started with a company called Aris. So it has started to deliver innovative food production using this system. So the system, what it does is that it grades and sorts the chicken according to size, shape, color, and any other characteristics which is desired. So the estimate is that it can, manage 12,000 chickens per hour, which is much beyond human efficiency. And the system is one of its kind, and it has a camera system, a sensor, and a software to, examine the specimen and to segregate a product which has like is not proper, like broken wing, missing part, or poor coloration. So depending on that, it will segregate the product. Not only for chicken, it is also been used for grading plants like orchids, pot plants, and other seedlings at an impressive rate. So the accuracy and efficiency of this system is so much that the humans can take holidays and breaks, and the operation will be tireless. So one method of preservation of food, which is to extend shelf life, is high pressure processing. So we all know that it's not possible to, make food that day only and consume it and again go next day and buy it. And it's not practical. So the shelf life of food, which has been a problem since many years, is to solve this problem, high pressure processing was given a in idea. So we use salt, curing, fermentation from many years, and those were the ideas which was proposed by our very renowned scientists like Louis Pasteur and Lloyd Hall. So now a new process is in development called high pressure processing, which will increase almost like 10 times more the shelf life of food product. And it is a good method because it uses cold pasteurization process where there's low temperature and high pressure in collaboration used, which will not only like eliminate all the harmful microorganisms to guarantee food safety, but also the taste and nutritional value and appearance and texture of the food will be restored. So this is the advantage, and the chemical preservatives which are used these days in extensive amount will not be used, and the original freshness will be throughout the shelf life. Another technology which is of a very great importance when it comes will be blockchain technology. So it's moreover like a ledger which helps in food traceability. So it's a prospective technology for transforming the supply chain of food and beverage industry in India. So the consumer will actually be able to trace the source and quality of food production and ensure its safety and security. For example, the fruit which we eat will know where it has been cultivated, and will know which batch, and if there's any case of contamination or crisis, it will be reported by this blockchain technology. Now, there's been a lot of issues which could have been handled very efficiently with this blockchain technology had it been used. So one such instance which happened was in US. So there was a salmonella outbreak, and they couldn't identify the source of contamination easily for many years, and in fact infected many people. Then finally, they investigated it to be from a papaya which was imported from Mexico. So imagine if blockchain technology was there, we could have dealt with so many contamination situations. Another one is sensor technology. So now sensor is, it is for monitoring and evaluating process. So especially in post harvest storage and handling in Indian food industry, sensors can be used. So the application of sensor extends from assessing the quality of soil, cultivation, and specific microorganism which is causing the spoilage, or even the electronic tongue which is used for sensory evaluation. Like the tongue will taste the food and tell if it's proper or not. So the sensor will identify the food adulterants also and sort and grade the food according to its quality. So newer technologies are being introduced from time to time in food sensors, and they've also thought of incorporating nanoparticles into the sensor technology so that the variety and the efficiency of the sensors used in food will be increased. So the next one is Internet of Things. Now, Internet of Things is like a collaboration of all that we spoke about: the sensors, blockchain technology, and processors and communication hardware. So it's like an integration of many computers. So one computer will transfer the data to another computer, and there'll be a network built. So it'll obviously like make the food and beverage sector visible from each stage of manufacturing, production, and transportation, and they'll not have quite of a you know privacy, but it is more important for food traceability and safety. So it'll also reduce the waste, and cost efficiency will be more, and it'll combine sensors, artificial intelligence, and traceability services like blockchain to function. So the another concept which is being created is vertical farming. So we know that every day there's increase in population, and the land is not enough for the traditional agricultural techniques to sustain the population. So one concept was proposed by Dixon Depsomia, who noticed that upscaling of the concept of rooftop garden could be the future of farming. So initially, this was considered to be an utopian ideal of some prototype, but it has actually been developed into many areas for last few years. So about 50 vertical farms is set up in Japan, and even a three-story VF1 in South Korea. So this kind of farm will fall into two categories. Either it will depend upon hydroponics or aeroponics to function. So we know hydroponics is where the water-based nutrient media is provided and plants are grown in a basin of that. And aeroponics are where roots are exposed to a mist which will have nutrients in it. Okay, so now even the soil and artificial lighting will not be required, because if the vertical farming is done in such area where there is abundant sunlight, then it's more than enough. So the advantages are that the physical ground space is minimized and the farming is possible all year round, and agrochemicals are eliminated. So these are mainly production technologies. So let's speak about some preservation and processing technologies. So some preservation and technologies which have been used since conventional time is thermal treatment of the food preservation. But now emerging techniques like cold plasma, high pressure processing, pulse electric field, and even ultrasound and ozone are replacing the conventional methods. So UV, microwave, infrared, all these radiations are used up to an um, extensive amount in Indian food industry, especially for food drying, baking, and decontamination packages. So some technologies which are based are novel food packaging technology. So food packaging is a old technique, but newer trends are coming into the sector, and special focuses on the edible, biodegradable, and eco-friendly packages made from food waste or byproducts. So the changes are also observed in intelligent and smart nano-based packaging for improving the shelf life of products. So there'll be your food will be packaged into something which is nano based. So that'll also increase the shelf life of the product. And it'll be incorporated with sensors, indicators, and radio frequency identification system, which will interact with the packaged food to distinguish and recognize and document what's happening. So the food will be like packaged, and there'll be sensors and everything, and it'll provide you with an idea of what is happening in the food, and it'll also help you distinguish. Another technology is nano-encapsulation technology. So the unstable bioactive or flavor ingredients which are covered by a protective layer of nanometer scale with inert films, sheets, or even by microdispersion. So what this will help is that the nutrient delivery and controlled release of flavor and aroma with the help of natural carriers, nano carriers. So it'll also increase the assistance and increase the stability and shelf life of the bioactive compound and fortification of food and beverage. So food and pharmaceutical industries commercially use this encapsulation technology, which will increase the ability of some highly unstable products. Another thing is online food delivery services and virtual restaurants. So all of us know that when our parents were kids, there was nothing as Swiggy, Zomato, and all of these other things, which we use in extensive manner in this generation, and it has an annual revenue of about 7 billion. So the increased dependency on the mobile phones and online food delivery has not only increased the convenience, but it's also decreased the human efforts, and is a indispensable part of our daily life, because many people depend upon online food deliveries on a daily basis for their diet. So there's new concept also put is virtual restaurants, where you'll have a digital, not only a delivery and dining experience, but also growing more of a experience of having the food and restaurants on a virtual manner with the help of digital application. So there are many other trends which are introduced in food industry, such as okay, yeah. So other trends which are introduced into food industries are vegan alternatives, and these are trends which are very personalized in nutrition value and also in nutrigenomics. So, vegan alternatives is making a mainstream into this generation, and even ketogenic diet, which focuses on high fat and for weight loss, food waste utilization for extraction of nutrients, development of new products, and packaging materials are also gaining importance. So, newer and emerging trends in food technology will help in creating a digital, traceable, and safer food system. Indian food industries. Now we know that the revenue of Indian food market is not so much like US and other countries where they've already started using this invention, but does not fall behind. It's also very progressively increasing in its technologies. And in about 2011, FDA had introduced an act where it focused on foodborne illness to be rather repressed than responding to it, and a new era of smarter food technology was addressed by applications and innovations from vegan meat to predictive tools like artificial intelligence. So the trends will be globalized in the new future and will ensure food safety and also food which is readily available and meets the consumer's demands with the help of the technology. One more technique which is really used in these days is infrared for heating of infrared heating for food producing. So like infrared with a combination of other methods like microwave heating and common conductive methods is been gaining momentum because it's increases the energy output. So it has many advantages over the conventional heating system that includes reduced heating time, uniform heating, reduced quality losses, versatile and simple and compact equipment. So a number of publications and patents have demonstrated the diverse use of this technology. And it also, tells us that the food will be in its own texture, appearance, and the taste will also be preserved. Now, Indian government is been very helpful for food processing and through its major investment sectors, and huge budget of about 660 crores was invested by many sectors, and new innovations and new schemes have been floating from different ministries and aligned government agencies on frequent basis. Even as we speak of it during the condition which is happening right now, government has played a very important role in helping food processing and providing the food to poor people, and also giving milk at no price and all that. So there was a stakeholding industry which has started a new initiative which is known as National Mission on Food Processing. So under this mission, it incorporates state government participation so that there's increased contribution for food processing activities. So the effort will increase central and state activity coordination, resulting in betterment of food processing. So the logistics will be provided by central, and food processing units will be set up by state government. So it will increase the flexibility to suit local needs. And apart from this mission, the government is also planning to provide many projects and invest on it so that you can process on the perishable products. So Food and Drug Administration will support it, and with proper investment, it'll help in the food processing. Now let's come to the conclusion. So we discussed many methods which has been put forward, and maybe the future of food technologies, where we'll be eating healthy food and very it'll be promising us our health benefits. So as we know that everyone these days is saying eat low calorie food, low fat food, more nutritional food. So the food technology should be built in such a way that the nutritional information which is provided on the food is reliable. So the added values include removing or reducing anti-nutritive components and present naturally in the food matrix, reducing components such as fat, caffeine, or calories, and adding bioactive ingredients which offer health benefits and essential nutrients present in the food. So various technologies should come together and have a goal of manufacturing healthy foods while at the same time maintaining their sensory qualities. So as the food technology advances with the collaboration of discovered functional ingredients, the limit for the development is the sky. So nutrition information is translated in a way that the consumer can understand, and with the aid of this technology, we will be eating very safe and long-term consumption of healthy food will be the consequence. So research into the creation of new healthy food, it promises to be a exciting endeavor. So I would like all of you guys to I would like to thank you for listening. So we know that now in some future we might be eating food cooked by robots and just feeding recipes into YouTube. Like in YouTube, making the robots listen, and we all can be great cooks without actually being a cook. Thank you.